It's 6 a.m. on the show. You're welcome to the news on the AM show. I'm Noella Karinyali. Let's begin with our top stories. And chairperson of the former Electoral Commission chairperson, Charlotte Osei, has opened up about the attacks and threats she endured during her tenure as Ghana's Electoral Commissioner. Now, speaking at the 2025 Democracy Dialogues in Accra under the auspices of the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, she revealed the wartime supporters of a political party surrounded her father's house in an attempt to burn it over a decision she had taken as EC boss. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
Over the years, the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation has been committed to strengthening democratic governance, ensuring fostering peaceful political transitions and promoting accountability across Africa. Through high-level dialogues and engagements, the foundation has convened leaders, policymakers and civil society actors to discuss the evolving challenges and opportunities in sustaining democracy on the continent. This year's event was on the theme, Why Democracies Die. During a panel discussion, former Electoral Commission chairperson Charlotte Osei revealed the attacks and threats she faced during her tenure, including an attempt by supporters of a political party to set her father's house on fire.
The cost was really on a very personal level. Attacks on my family, concerns about the safety of my children and my wider family. There were a lot of lies, and so the whole fabric of the family was affected. It's either they were worrying for themselves or they were constantly worrying about your own safety. My dad was still alive at the time, so that created other challenges. There was a time that a political party mob surrounded my dad's house, that they were going to burn it down because of actions they felt I had taken. So those were the kinds of personal pressures that as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife, as a sister, you have to deal with.
She accused regional bodies like ECOWAS of hiding behind quiet diplomacy in the face of flawed elections while failing to strongly condemn constitutional manipulations.
And so ultimately we need to do better. The leaders need to do better. The institutions, African Union, ECOWAS, they need to do better. We need to strengthen those institutions so they are not seen as an ECOWAS of leaders or an AU of leaders, because that's all we see from the people perspective in conferences with themselves, and we don't see them engaging the people. And so when ECOWAS tells us, for instance, that they have the policy on good governance has zero tolerance for coups, we say yes. But when there's coups, ECOWAS is very loud in condemning coups. But when there's constitutional manipulation of flawed elections, ECOWAS would deploy quiet diplomacy. That's why the people are not happy.
In his address, President John Mahama warned that the loudest applause for military leaders at his inauguration should be taken as a wake-up call. He says it's a clear sign of growing public disillusionment with democracy. He stressed that democracy cannot be sustained by rights and freedoms alone if it fails to deliver real improvements in people's lives.
But for those who attended my inauguration, if you were not on the Black Star Square and we had locked you in a room and you could hear the announcement of the acknowledgement of the presidents who were coming up to greet me, you'd have noticed that the loudest applause was for the countries that have overthrown democracy and are under military dictatorship. That should give us a pause for thought. That should make us think. And that should make us ask ourselves questions. What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy?
Now, Kejetia Market is recording a last-minute sales rush as shoppers flood the trading hub ahead of its closure on Thursday. And the shutdown comes as part of restrictions announced by the Minshia Palace to honor the royal burial rites of Asante Hima Nana Kunedu Yadom III. Schools and markets will be closed with only essential services allowed to operate. Josephine Sego reports.
On Thursday, September 18, 2025, specific businesses in Kumasi have been banned from opening as Asanteman prepares for the final burial rites of its queen, Nana Konadu Yadom III. On the day, both day and night activities will be affected, with schools and markets ordered to remain closed during the day. While utility providers and other essential service providers are exempted from the directive, we are here to know from traders and buyers whether they are making the most of the day.
After today, we won't work. We'll be going to the funeral to mourn the late queen. Market is good. There are a lot of people at the market today. Hopefully by the close of today, we will get a lot of profits. By 3 p.m., we will all be leaving this market. The market is good. Tomorrow we'll be paying our last respects to the late queen. I came to buy some stuff for tomorrow.
People are not in the market today, like the market is slow. I think everybody is afraid.
Some people are scared to come around. I came to the hospital and decided to pass here to buy some fish for the banku I will be preparing tomorrow.
While the Malaysia Palace acknowledges the impact this could have on businesses, the restriction is to honor the legacy and solemn return of the late Queen Mother to the ancestral. Reporting for Joy News, Josephine Sego, Kumasi.
Now, in exactly 7 days from today, President John Dramani Mahama will take the global stage at the United Nations General Assembly in New York on Thursday, September 25, 2025. He will be the 12th speaker during the high-level week of the 80th UN General Assembly session. But as the countdown begins, what are the expectations of Ghanaians living in the U.S.? Here's a report.
Well, with just a few days to go before the high-level meeting of the 80th UN General Assembly, excitement is building among Ghanaians here in the United States. Many are eager to actually hear President Mahama's address, and the expectations are clear. Top of mind for them are issues of immigration, concerns, and the ongoing issues of Galamsey, as well as issues of LGBT and constitutional review. We can take a listen to what they have been saying.
Mine has to do with the constitutional amendments with regards to the appointment of the MCs. Not only that, it's not only the MCs that they should be elected, but the regional ministers also must be elected. And every region should have a regional parliament. What I want the president to say with regards to the checks and balances, that because when Barack Obama came to Ghana, he stood in our parliament and he made it clear that we don't need strong men, but we need strong institutions. The only way the country will move forward is when the institutions are strong.
When the president mounts the podium, I want him to first talk about the Galamsey issue in Ghana and the LGBT. Because I remember the LGBT issue. Sam George proposed a bill when Akufo-Addo was in power. But when Mahama resumed power, we've not heard anything about it. He needs to make a stand, whether he's for or against the LGBT issue, because it's a big challenge in Ghana. What is he doing about illegal mining in Ghana? These are the two basic things I think he should talk about. Because Ghana is a developing country. People need quality water. People are dying as a result of illegal mining. What is he doing about it?
What I want Mahama to do to fight mostly in Ghana is the Galamsey, and other thing is the discipline of Ghana, because most Ghanaian constitution lacks a lot of discipline.
I would like the president to ponder the issues of Africa free trade zones, how we, the connected countries, will have access to free market, access the free market, not even to talk about globalization within our own circle, like West Africa.
Well, these are the key issues Ghanaians in the United States say they will be listening for as President Mahama takes the stage at the UN headquarters to address the world. And of course, Joy News will keep you fully updated with all the major speeches as the UN marks its 80th anniversary. From Times Square here in Manhattan, Carlos Caloni for Joy News.
Well, from Times Square, let's come back to Accra and talk about the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology Ghana chapter, which has held a new media biotechnology workshop in Accra to discuss how the technology can boost food security and support smallholder farmers. The event also highlighted the benefit of the locally developed pod borer resistant cowpea seed, and here's more.
OFAB new media workshop provided clarity on critical issues in agriculture biotechnology. The workshop highlighted the benefits of the pod borer resistant cowpea seed developed locally by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research.
It appears the intention to drive home what the technology is about, to try to explain the background of its safety was quite achieved based on the sort of interactive and very interesting questions that came up.
Project Officer at OFAB Ghana, Enoch Ilori, says the initiative is aimed at supporting smallholder farmers across Ghana, boosting yield and reducing crop losses.
OFAB is a platform to bring together scientists and various stakeholders to understand the technology, biotech, and to know the benefits as well as what the technology can do for Ghanaians and smallholder farmers. So today we are here to educate the influencers, the bloggers, members of the New Media Association, for them to understand and to serve as gatekeepers to the misinformation and disinformation that is going around concerning biotechnology and its related products. It's important that we let them understand and know about the technology.
The OFAB Ghana chapter believes equipping the media with accurate information on biotechnology is crucial in shaping public understanding and strengthening advocacy for agricultural innovation.
Now, vision science research in Africa has received a groundbreaking boost as the University of Cape Coast School of Optometry and Vision Science inaugurate a state-of-the-art eye and vision research center. Now, the facility is expected to build research capacity across the continent and shape innovative solutions to eye health challenges. Launching the center alongside Vision Science Africa Exchange 2025, Dean of the school, Professor Stephen Okanse, described it as a transformative hub for cutting-edge imaging and clinical assessment research.
The launch of the Maiden Vision Science Africa Exchange VESAX 2025 and inauguration of the Eye and Vision Research Center EVRC was on the theme Building Vision Science Research Capacity in Africa. According to the Vice Dean of the University of Cape Coast School of Optometry and Vision Science SOVS and project lead at UCC, Dr. Enya Moni, the aim of EVRC and VESAX 2025 aligns with the theme.
We sent our proposal to VLOX and they happily sponsored us. And we had just one vision in mind. And our aim is to build research capacity in vision science on the continent. That is our number one aim. That is what we want to do. And we want to do this based on 4 pillars. The first one is to establish the infrastructure. We want a future for Ghana, we want a future for Africa where no optometrist or ophthalmologist will say they have no idea what a VEP is. We want a VEP to be available and we want people to be able to touch it, use it, fiddle with it.
In his welcome address, the Dean of UCC SOVS, Professor Stephen Okanse, described the EVRC as a hub of progress in image and clinical assessment research.
This facility will be the hub for advancing image and clinical assessment research. Its establishment through IGF is particularly significant It shows that as a school, we are ready to invest in ourselves and chart our own future. And we pray for the support of the university.
The chairperson of the program and pro-vice chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Professor Dennis Bolanyo Aheto, indicated that the launch of VISAX 2025 and inauguration of the EVRC aligns with the university's corporate strategic plan.
The sources of these initiatives, such as the EVRC and VISAX, rest on strong institutional foundations. EVRC's establishment and VISAX 25 launch are fully aligned with our corporate strategic plan, running since 2023 to 2027.
The keynoter, Dr. Heiko Philippine, suggested that the EVRC may be the first facility of its kind with advanced equipment in Africa.
To my knowledge, this is the very first electrophysiology lab with all this kind of equipment in probably most of African countries, if not the only and very first one across Africa. So it is really a very special.
From UCC, Abigail Lissel and Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kejetia says the Mahama administration will stop at nothing in the pursuit of the reunification of the African diaspora to promote national development. Describing the diaspora as Africa's sixth region, the minister believes that their reconnection to continent will go a long way to support the push for repatriation justice. And he was speaking at the launch of the 2025 Diaspora Summit launch in Accra.
Be alive.
The Diaspora Summit 2025 is an initiative aimed at deepening partnership between Ghana and its global diaspora while harnessing their resources, expertise, and networks to accelerate national development. Addressing a gathering at the media launch of the upcoming summit, Kofi Otredako, Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Office of the President, intimated the diaspora is a monumental resource for Ghana's development.
The summit is an important reset. It is important, and it's also about repositioning the diaspora from being seen only as senders of remittances to being recognized as full partners in our national transformation. Ghana's greatest wealth is not beneath the ground, like we find in my hometown of Adansiako, Kerry, but it's with the people, both home and abroad. We recognize the diaspora, being diverse people whom we have to be very intentional about in terms of engaging with as a monumental resource for growth and development.
Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kejetia, who sees the African diaspora as Ghana's 17th region, says their reunification should go beyond driving foreign direct investments.
We send a clear message that we seek nothing but justice. We seek nothing but truth. And we seek nothing but our reunification. And that we will remain one people that cannot be separated by oceans or by history. Our brothers and sisters in the diaspora represent the sixth region of the continent. And as has been said, the 17th region of our republic. We cannot be whole, we cannot be complete if we do not fully recognize their existence.
With the Diaspora Summit slated for December this year, government says it will stop at nothing at ensuring a smooth event.
The Office of the President is working closely with our Diaspora Affairs Office, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all the agencies that were listed. And no efforts will be spared to ensure that the summit for this year becomes a defining moment.
Later at the United Nations Summit this year, the government of Ghana is expected to advocate for reparatory justice. Blessed Sugan's report for Joy News, Accra.
Let's do business now, and we begin with some news in the currency world. Now let's do more in business. And the total value of mobile money transactions reached record levels ending August this year. Now, data released by Bank of Ghana showed that it has hit 2.7 trillion cedis for the first 8 months of this year. And there's more on the following report.
The 2.7 trillion cedis represents a significant leap in terms of what the Bank of Ghana recorded in the same period for last year. The data showed that the amount has been declining marginally since May this year to about 356 billion cedis. When it comes to the total amount of mobile money funds saved with commercial banks, the Bank of Ghana puts the amount at 196 billion cedis. The spike in the numbers, according to some industry persons, can be linked to more people using the mobile money platform now for payments in the country. Again, total number of registered mobile money accounts stood at 77.7 million. However, it appears only 25 million were active. In terms of employment, the mobile money platform has given jobs to more than 900,000 people as mobile money agents.
Away from that, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has begun implementing initiatives to strategically position the institution to attain its annual revenue target, with this year's set at 220 billion Ghana cedis. The authority commissioned a capacity building program for senior officers to improve human resources to drive service delivery. Fred Kwame Asari has more in the following report.
The General Competency Development Program for Senior Officers was designed to prepare and enhance the knowledge of participants in customs operations, among other things, to make them more effective leaders. Some 4,000 senior officers are expected to benefit from the program in 2025, with the hope of expansion and continuation in the coming years. The officers would be housed and trained at the SEPS Academy in Kwetwe for a week. Addressing the opening ceremony, the Commissioner for the Support Services Division, Dr. Alex Adomako Mensah, said the training was a strategic approach targeted at transforming the human resources of the authority.
Colleagues, this training is not just about adding certificate to your files. It is about adding value to your performance. It is about preparing you for a higher responsibility. And it's about building a culture of professionalism that drives results. The authority is watching. Your supervisors are watching. But more importantly, the taxpayers are watching. Let me assure you that management remains committed to investing in your growth. But that investment must yield returns in the form of improved work ethics, better service delivery, and a stronger and more efficient Ghana Revenue Authority.
And that's it for the bulletin, but of course we'll check out what the prices of some goods on our commodity market. Right after, we'll bring you sports. This is the AM Show. I'm Noella Kareniali. Stay tuned in.